Well, hello there and welcome back to my channel. So you would have seen last week that I showed my pickup of the Spider-Man Retro Wave, which is heavily inspired by the 90s animated series, which is my favourite, and the 90s Toy Biz toy line. Now, this week I'm going to show you my second favourite Marvel character that also came from a 90s Marvel cartoon, and this is where I really had my affinity for this character, and he even did appear in the Spider-Man 90s series in one episode. And you've read the title of the video, so you know it's a Warmachine. So I've been picking up a few Warmachine figures, but I wanted to stick to that, or as close to the 90s Warmachine design. So here's one here, which is from the Toy Biz Marvel vs. Capcom 90s series. He would have been packed in with Mega Man. He's quite hard to get, at least in the UK anyway. I just stumbled across this figure by luck, and the seller didn't know what he had. He was that desperate to get rid of this Warmachine figure. He included like 3 packets of the little Kleenex Iron Man tissues as an extra gift to try and get rid of this. So I offered him £6 for the figure, and the seller took it. And I'm so glad he did, because this figure's in lovely condition. It's not missing any of the armour pieces, but that's probably because all the armour pieces are glued onto the figure, which is the same in all the Marvel vs. Capcom packs. He didn't have any loose armour parts at all, and he comes with his 2 missiles that do come from another Warmachine figure that we'll get onto in its own separate video, because I will be comparing him with the Marvel Universe Warmachine from Toy Biz from 1996. Now, this figure is pretty much the same as the one that you got with the Marvel Toy Biz 1990s Iron Man cartoon. There's a slight difference in one of the shoulder cannons, but that's it. The chrome colouring and the colouring of the figure is pretty much exactly the same. But I absolutely love having this in pack. The packaging actually just looks a bit knockoff-ish, which is pretty weird. This card obviously has seen better days, but given it was made in 1996, it's forgivable. The bubble's a bit yellowed, but it won't matter because I'll be taking it out of the packaging soon enough to do a comparison with the Marvel vs. Capcom version. So I'm now going to show you 2 more Warmachine figures that do differ from the Toy Biz designs, because they're both from Hasbro. A look at the Hasbro offerings I picked up. First of all is from the Iron Man 2 comic book series, or comic series, and it is the comic book designed Warmachine. Now, up until very recently, this is the only comic Warmachine we got from Hasbro. Now, we do know, as of this recording, that come, I think it's August, the Deluxe Warmachine's coming out, and it'll have the classic armour. But I absolutely love the 3.75-inch Marvel Universe figures from Hasbro, and there's so much articulation and detail packed into these little figures. A lot of people do wish they still made them, and I, for one, am one of those people, and I can't wait to get this cracked open and try those blast effects. They look very similar to the blast effects that you get with the Siege figures in the Transformers line. And of course, even though I'm collecting mostly Warmachine comic figures, I did want to get an MCU representation. And here we are. I picked up this figure from my good friend Zort Rider. Anyway, yes, so I thought I'd pick up this figure specifically. I was looking for him anyway, because it's not 100% close to the comics, but it certainly looks very comic book like, and I'm quite glad I did buy this off Zort Rider, because it's a brilliant figure, very hefty just for a standard Marvel Legends size figure as well. There's a lot going on, ton of detail as you would expect from an MCU character, an MCU design, and this will be the only MCU designed Warmachine I will be picking up, at least currently, unless they do in the MCU movies make him much more like his 90s designed counterpart. That was my look and my start of my side Marvel Warmachines pickup if you did like this video and you'd like to see more of that stuff, do hit the subscribe button. I'd love to have you on board, and all the other YouTubey stuff like the like, comment as well if you want. But you can also find me Underborders Dude on Twitter and also Instagram, where I am trying to continue on taking those figure shots and just other random snaps. But until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again soon.